Hey guys, the conversation you're about to see is between me and Sharan, and we interviewed the one and only, the legend, my captain, MS Dhoni. I consider myself very lucky that in the past year I have had a chance to interact with this amazing personality. He's always extremely kind, extremely generous with his time, with his wisdom. I'm just very lucky. This was done at Prabhav 2023. It's an initiative by the lovely folks at Rigi. If you're a creator and you have an audience, be it in any field, whether you are in education or in finance or in health and fitness, you can use Rigi to monetize your growth. You can create your own course and put them up on Rigi for your audience to consume it behind a paywall. And they have many other tools that you guys must check out. So check out Rigi. Link is in the description. On that note, here's the conversation.
माई भाई काफ़ी टाइम से स्टेडियम नहीं गया, आज स्टेडियम आके कैसा लग रहा है?
वेल मेरे लिए तो इनिशियली आई थॉट मैं यहाँ पे आ रहा हूँ ना, तो एक जनरली व्हेन यू गो फॉर एन इवेंट एक दिमाग में कुछ कुछ चल रहा होता है कि ये होगा वो होगा. आई फॉरगॉट वन मेन थिंग.
क्या?
कि यहाँ पे 90% वाले ना मोबाइल के साथ रहेंगे.
हाँ.
बिकॉज एवरीथिंग फॉर देम इज अराउंड द मोबाइल फोन. सो इट्स गुड टू बी हियर. थैंक्स फॉर द वेलकम. इतने प्यार से इन्होंने वेलकम किया है. सो आई एम जस्ट होपिंग कि अभी जितना भी समय हम यहाँ बिताएंगे इट विल बी अ लॉट ऑफ फन एंड यू नो विल ट्राई टू मेक द इवनिंग लाइट. एंड आप सबकी खिंचाई होगी बेसिकली, और कुछ नहीं होगा.
कैन एवरीबॉडी हियर माई भाई ऑल द वे एट द बैक एज वेल? सबको सुनाए, आवाज आ रही है? ठीक है माई भाई, सवाल जवाब पे हम आते हैं, पर सबसे पहले 2 मिनट अगर हम क्रिकेट की बात करें तो क्या लग रहा है वर्ल्ड कप के बारे में? टीम मचा तो रही है.
हमारी टीम बहुत स्ट्रांग है. अभी हमने एक एड कैंपेन भी किया है. सो आई डोंट वांट टू जिंक्स इट बाय सेइंग एनीथिंग मोर, बट भावनाओं को समझो. एंड इट्स अ वेरी गुड टीम. बहुत अच्छा बैलेंस है टीम का. हर लोग अच्छा खेल रहे हैं. सो एवरीथिंग इज लुकिंग वेरी गुड. सो इससे ज़्यादा मैं कुछ नहीं बोलूँगा. बाकी समझदार को इशारा काफ़ी है.
तो माई भाई, आज ऑडियंस में बहुत सारे क्रिएटर्स हैं, एंड आई बिलीव कि you know on some level being an athlete and being a creator there are some parallels. So आज कुछ कुछ सवाल मैंने और शरण ने डिस्कस किए जो आपकी ज़िंदगी में कुछ कुछ जो रिलेटेबल एक्सपीरियंस है जो हमारे क्रिएटर्स को भी रिलेट कर पाए, वैसे कुछ कुछ सवाल है. तो पहला तो आप मोबाइल फ़ोन देख रहे हो इतने, ठीक है, लेकिन हमने सुना है कि आपको कॉल करना बहुत मुश्किल है क्योंकि यू आर नॉट द मोस्ट टेक सेवी पर्सन. आप फ़ोन रखते नहीं हो आपके पास, आप व्हाट्सएप नहीं करते. Does being disconnected help?
I think it helps a lot. And phone है मेरे पास. And the only time I really look for my phone is रात को सोने से पहले, क्योंकि सवेरे का अलार्म लगाना होता है. So for me, my phone basically does the job of waking me up in the morning.
और Candy Crush?
Candy Crush is on the iPad. मुझे फ़ोन पे गेम खेलना नहीं पसंद. यहाँ पे काफ़ी गेमर्स भी हैं. So फ़ोन में दिखता नहीं है. It's all too small. And I'm aging, so anyways, जो भी खेलते हैं इतना छोटा हो जाता है कि दिखता नहीं है. But anyways, coming up, what was the question? I forgot the question.
आप जब आप disconnected रहना पसंद करते हो, does that help? Was that a conscious decision?
Especially in our case, it helps in a big way because we are all humans. And जब आप इंडिया के लिए खेल रहे होते हो और if you are a known personality, then everybody has an opinion about you. आप कुछ भी करते हैं तो उसके बारे में एक opinion होगा. कुछ लोग अच्छा बोलेंगे, कुछ लोग खराब बोलेंगे. And as humans, if you're too much connected to the social media or the mobile phone, you're spending a lot of time over there. आपको अच्छा भी लगता है, बुरा भी लगता है. कई बार आपको पता होता है कि बात का कोई relevance नहीं है, but because we are humans, you still feel bad. So especially before big tournaments or when you're going through a lean patch, I always advise the youngsters, मोबाइल से थोड़ा दूर रहो. इनफैक्ट अगर मोबाइल देखना भी, अपार्ट फ्रॉम हाउ इट इज सपोज टू बी यूज, अगर इंस्टाग्राम में हो, ट्विटर में हो या दूसरे सोशल मीडिया साइट्स में हो, डोंट गेट इनटू रीडिंग द कमेंट्स. You have to realize a lot of people, they comment for the sake of having fun. They also don't mean it, but it's fun for them. But when you are going through a lean patch, cricket mein ho ya life mein ho, everything starts to hurt. So anyways, you have so much pressure on yourself. You want to avoid any undue pressure. ये सारी चीज़ें अवॉइडेबल है. अगर मैं पढ़ूंगा नहीं तो आई वोंट बी थिंकिंग अबाउट इट. एनीवेज जो मुझे सॉर्ट आउट करना है लाइफ के बारे में, उसके बारे में तो मैं सोच ही रहा हूँ. आई हैव क्लोज फ्रेंड्स, आई हैव पेरेंट्स, गार्जियंस, दे विल हेल्प मी आउट. सो दैट वे इट हैज़ रियली हेल्प मी. एंड आई ऑलवेज कीप टेलिंग द यंगस्टर्स, प्लीज़ जितना मिनिमल यूज़ करोगे उतना अच्छा है.
So I wanted to ask something. So before you retired, I'm sure there was a lot of expectations on you in terms of performing in cricket, and every day would have been really, really difficult in terms of dealing with the expectations. But now that you've retired, has
One second, retired from international cricket.
From-
हुई है। हाँ,
point-
हाँ,
point to
करना
be
जरूरी है
noted.
भाई। Hello, hello, hello.
There's a CSK fan.
वैसे माई भाई, how's the knee feeling?
Knee have survived the operation, so now going through the
Excellent.
rehab patch and rehab exercises चल रहे हैं. November तक डॉक्टर ने बोला था you'll feel much better by November, but daily life में ऐसा कोई problem नहीं है.
So retired from international cricket
Right.
only. Please
So,
continue.
Retired from international cricket. Has life become easier in terms of the expectations and the pressure? Has life become easier in general?
Well, you know, frankly, if you ask me, if you're a celebrity in India, if people look up to you, there's always certain amount of responsibility, roles that you're supposed to fulfill, and that expectation is always there. Also, I'm only playing IPL, which means I'm actively playing cricket for 2 months in a year. In fact, it's slightly more difficult because I'm not playing throughout the year. So now my role and responsibility for CSK or towards cricket, I have to keep myself fit. So I have to plan the whole year where, you know, what I need to do, when I need to do. I'm 42, running 43, which means I have to eat nicely. I can't just eat what I want to eat. You have to train because at the end of the day, nobody cares if you're 42, 45 or 50. If you're competing with people at the top level, you have to be at the same benchmark, you know, what they are setting. They may be 20, they may be 15, they may be 17. So if you're competing with them, you know, you have to be like them. So there's no excuses for that. So that's one of the reasons I find it slightly more difficult. You know, you have to be very motivated. At the same time, your friends keep on complaining. You know, they'll be like, we gave you a lot of time, you know, now that you have retired from international cricket, you have to spend some time with us. You need to eat what we are eating and all of that.
Right.
So you have to balance it out. So that expectation level, that pressure is still there.
My भाई, I would love to know, थोड़ा मुझे कैप्टनसी के बारे में बात करना है, because a lot of people here run their own offices, a lot of them are entrepreneurs, they also have their own teams. एक तो मुझे जानना है कि when did you find out, what was the moment you found out you're going to be captain, and did you think of the moment you were captain like, okay, what am I going to be like in the dressing room, because there's a new leader in the dressing room. तो एक तो कब पता चला आपको?
It's very interesting. If I'm not wrong, it was 2007 में हमारा इंग्लैंड का टूर चल रहा था. So they made me the vice captain for the limited over format ODI में. And then when the seniors, they were not coming for the T20 World Cup, there were, you know, very good chances that they'll make me the captain. So it was a new thing for me, frankly. Coming from Jharkhand, it was Bihar initially. I never thought I'll play for the country. You know, that was the first thing. So, you know, जब country खेलने का ही dream उतना बड़ा नहीं होता है, तो you cannot ever imagine, even in your dreams, कि you'll captain the side. So it was a surprise for me. I was happy, yes, but at the same time I said, how should I look at it? So I looked at it as an added role and responsibility that was given to me. Not to forget, I had seniors who were part of the side from long before. You know, I was relatively new. 2004 December I made my debut. So I was like, I'll just keep it as a role and a responsibility. I will never think about myself as a captain. I don't want to change myself in the dressing room. Yes, I have that responsibility of picking the 11. You know, on the field, I have to guide the fielders, take the bowling changes seriously, and I just kept it to that. Outside the field, I never showed to anyone or told anyone, you know, that as if I am the captain of the side, you need to do this, you need to do that, because when they are seniors in the side, you have to earn their respect. You know, that's one of the most important thing. If you are a leader, if you are a boss, you want to have the respect of the people you are leading or representing. So for me, that was my biggest challenge.
Yeah. So, how do you actually keep calm and cool when the situation is so, it looks almost next to impossible? Like one of the instances that I can think of is the India versus Bangladesh match where they required 1 run in 2 balls, right? 2 runs in 3 balls, and we won the match. Like, how do you kind of compose yourself in these sort of situations? Like, are you really cool inside, or is it just the, the exterior looks cool?
नहीं, पहला तो ऐसा लग रहा है ना मुझे बीच में बैठा के दोनों तरफ से गोलियां चल रही हैं. You know, but you know, it's a lot more fun because I can share my experience with you guys, and I've always been someone that believes in the process. You know, I'm not someone who looks at the result. So even in this scenario, I was never thinking, what if we lose the game? I was thinking, what can be done? You know, what should Hardik bowl? What is the field setting that I should have? You know, where whatever resources I have, what is the best way to make the most of the resources I have? You know, if I have half a glass of water, I don't think about the other half that is not there. So at that point of time, I'm thinking, okay, this is the length we need to bowl. If you're going for a Yorker, what are the pros and cons? The only thing is everything needs to happen very quickly. So you need to take the, I would say, a good decision at that point of time, because best decisions generally बाद में आते हैं. You know, boardroom में बैठेंगे आराम से सोचेंगे बात करेंगे. But a lot of times in cricket, you don't have the luxury of time. So we kept it simple. We are like, you know, this is the length that you should bowl, and we'll take it from there. We'll take it one ball at a time. And it worked. You know, at the end of the day, it worked. But the thing is not to think about the result. Result is a, you know, whatever you do, the process you are following, the byproduct is the result. So if you need to revisit, you revisit the process. You know, result, it's more like a learning. You know, it tells you what went wrong. So you take the learnings out of it. You don't carry that excess baggage on your head. Oh, I lost, this happened, that happened. No, it's all irrelevant. You lost, you accept that loss. And the only way to move forward is to take the learnings out of it.
Speaking of learnings, my wife. Yes, yes. I always wondered, you know, you have the brand of being Captain Cool, right? तो जब आपको feedback देना होता था कोई cricketer को, तो आप कैसे feedback देते थे कि ये change करना है? Like, was there a particular approach जो सबसे effective रहा है?
Like in our environment, I always preferred one-on-one. If you see, Indians, we are emotional people. You know, I know the whole world is turning and saying, you know, we need to be much more professional. But our strength is that emotion, you know, as simple as that. We are the only country that has maybe 10,000 patriotic songs. You know, we have songs for our family, we have songs for wife, brother, sister, everything. So we run on emotion. So I always believe one-on-one works for a simple reason. Let's say if I'm addressing a team, let's say even in business, there are like 14, 15 people in a room. And if you point finger at someone, all of a sudden he feels bad about it. The thing is, he's not hearing or listening to what you are saying. He has just felt bad and he doesn't like it. So I always prefer talking one-on-one. One-on-one में ये होता है कि, let's say if I say a sentence to him in front of 15 people, he will feel bad. If I take him to a side and maybe add a few more grammar or adjectives to it, you know, he will still be fine with it.
तो प्लेयर को कोने में लेके जाके ओ श्री वहाँ पे गर्लफ्रेंड नहीं है तेरी अलग से बोल देते
No, these things so you can say on television also, you know, because basically what you mean is everything is happening here. Why are you looking on the other side? So as simple as that.
Do you remember any example of, you know, someone was having a tough time and you gave them some particular feedback that really helped them? कुछ याद है आपको कोई specific?
ऐसा काफी बार होता है. वो थोड़ा हनुमान की तरह होता है. You know, जब लंका जाना था समुंदर के ऊपर से, तो हनुमान जी always had that power in him, but he was not aware about it. So जब आपको pressure situation में जब आप आते हैं, तो कई बार आप अपनी strength जो होता है, you know, आप वो भूल जाते हैं. You stop believing in yourself. So others, your teammates are believing in you, but the first person that loses faith is you yourself, you know, on the talent that you have. So कई बार वापस बोलना पड़ता है कि, you know, this is your strength, you know, these are the places that we can work, but as of now, keep working on the strength that you have, because your strength will get you out of the difficult situation. So usually a lot of times what we have felt is, even मतलब टाइम को हम लोग गेज करते हैं, कई बार आपको टेक्निकल चीज़ें सही करने का टाइम नहीं होता है. सो यू से कि लीव दैट असाइड, व्हाट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट राइट नाउ इज दिस मैन फॉर मी इन द टूर्नामेंट. So a lot of time you even give them false confidence, because it is important. A confident guy is much better than a talented guy who always keeps questioning himself.
That's very true. Yeah.
So, you know, again what it depicts is you have to make the most of what you have. So we have a 15-member squad or a 16-member squad. उसमें से ही player खेलेंगे, उससे ही हम जीत के आगे बढ़ेंगे. So what's the best way in which we can perform to 80 or 90% of the potential that we have?
You have, of course, helped many players in their journey, my way. But as a leader, you know, you have to be strong. You have to not show your emotions. You have to, no matter जो भी हो रहा है, आपको एक strong face दिखाना होता है. But how do you be vulnerable? कभी आपको किसी चीज़ की मदद की ज़रूरत है. You know, were you able to be emotional in front of the other players कि विराट मुझे ये तकलीफ हो रही है या हार्दिक, you know, I'm having trouble with this. Were you able to be vulnerable? Is that something that you ever did?
No. irrespective of how strong you are, irrespective of whether you are a leader or not, there will be times when you will also feel the same kind of pressure. It's just that I'm not very good at expressing. I don't express much. I keep things to myself, so that's how I deal with it. The good thing with me is I try to be in the present. So once I'm inside, once I'm in the situation, I don't think too much about whether I'm in form or I'm out of form. For me, okay, what is needed? I bat at 5, 6, or 7. What does the team need from me as of now? So once I start thinking about the process that I need to follow when I'm there, I don't have enough time to think about whether I'm in form, I'm not in form. Did I score match runs in the last game? Whether this bowler got me out? So all these things become irrelevant. So again, you go back to the process, you have belief in yourself. क्योंकि क्रिकेट में फॉर्म एक ऐसी चीज़ है जो किसी ने देखा नहीं है एक बंदा 3 मैच 4 मैच में 0 पे आउट हो जाता है फिर वो 100 बना देता है सो इट्स एन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट फॉर्म इज एन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट it comes in 10 minutes, it goes in 10 minutes. So we never know when that 10 minutes will come. So you have to be positive, you have to believe in the process, you have to be aware of the situation, and that's what gets you out of trouble.
This, my father once told me this. He said ki, I asked him this once, saying, I wonder if Mahi Bhai feels vulnerable at some point. And he looked at me and he said, एक पापा पे क्या जूझ रही होती है वो सिर्फ पापा ही जानते हैं.
I would 100% agree, but again, as I said, when you have that extra role and responsibility of taking care of everyone that is around you, आप अपने जो भी दुख होता है या प्रॉब्लम होता है उसके बारे में थोड़ा कम सोचते हो. And in a team sport, often, yes, the individual brilliance is there, but we rely on the team effort. तो कई बार दूसरे के हेल्प के कारण, लेट्स से आई एम गोइंग थ्रू अ पैच जहाँ पे मैं बहुत अच्छे से स्ट्राइक नहीं कर रहा हूँ, बट रन रेट ज़्यादा है, तो कई बार होता है कि मेरा जो पार्टनर होगा, वेदर इट्स अ नंबर 4 बैट्समैन और 2-3 जो भी होगा, he gives me that few deliveries because he's scoring boundaries. Then we are converting those 1 runs into 2 runs or 2 runs into 3 runs. Those are the things that really help you. And same thing will happen to the other guy, and that time I need to take that responsibility. And that's what the team sport is all about. That's what needs to be done in a team environment. And often we think that team hai to sport hota hai. No, it is applicable in business. It is applicable in a family, because family mein bhi aap ek team ho jate ho. So you have to look at it in a way that you're very positive about it, and you have to make the most of everybody who's around you.
Sure.
Yeah, so most of my friends today who are in their 20s and 30s, they're very hungry for success. They want quick success. So as someone who has had such a fantastic career and has achieved so much in the eyes of the public, does it feel like there is more to achieve? Is that hunger still alive? Or if not, what is important to you today in life?
Right from the start, I was not into that people should remember me as a good cricketer. I always said, I want to be remembered as a good human being. And if you want to be a good human being, it's a process till you die. So cricket to me is a part of life. So once I started playing serious cricket, or once I started representing India, you'll play for India for 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, or 20 years. If you are, if you start at an early age, maybe 20 years and beyond, but the whole thing is, it is still part of life. If I consider I live for, let's say, 60 years or 70 years, it's 1/3 of my life.
Right.
So you want your life to be productive. If I score run, I'm scoring runs for myself. But what is it I'm doing that I'm making it better for people who's around? So मैं ऐसा क्या कर रहा हूँ कि मेरे साथ का जो batsman है, his life in the crease becomes easy for him. So for me, every day is important. I try to be the best version of myself. And that's what keeps me going, and that is something that has kept me going for a very long time. And I don't think I'll change that perspective, because cricket will end, whether next year becomes my last year or the year after that. But again, it will be a part of my life, that will have a comma or a full stop, but the life continues.
मैं 5 और साल कम से कम.
1 year at a time.
1 year at a time. भाई एक थोड़ा सा पर्सनल सवाल पूछना चाहूँगा मैं, क्योंकि मेरे को पर्सनल एडवाइस चाहिए. तो आई एम सिंगल, ओके, एंड आई फील लाइक when the rest of your life is so chaotic, having a partner who brings some sort of stability, that is very appealing to me now. कि बाकी दुनिया भर इतना काम में इतना chaos चल रहा है, at least home life is sorted. Do you remember how your life changed when you found some stability in a relationship in your personal life? Like, does it help? Does it help to have,
How many of you are married over here? I don't know. I asked this question and a lot of people laugh. You know, it's a serious question. How many you are married? So that's one. Second, how many of you have a girlfriend who's steady and you think you'll get married somewhere in the future?
ये कोई confess नहीं करेगा. इसमें माई भाई आपने how many of you have a girlfriend who will get married पूछ लिया, तो किसी को commit नहीं करना है अभी.
No, so the interesting thing is it's how you look at it. You know, and I feel as a man, all the masala in our life comes from the wife. You know, she keeps our life going. You know, you may be the captain of the Indian cricket team or the ex-captain of the Indian cricket team. It hardly matters to them.
It's a grounding factor.
Yeah. You have a place in the house. And usually it's not your choice.
आपको भी भेजती है धनिया लाने?
That's what I said. You may be the captain, you may not be the captain. And the best thing is, they will be like, सब कुछ तो तुम्हारा चलता है. Whatever you say gets done. Everything you want, you get it done. But the whole thing is, it's what they want that you are doing, and they make you feel you are doing it. It's your decision. So if something goes wrong, which can, they're like, तुमने decide किया था. मैंने तो पहले ही बोला था. So they also help us in a big way because life is chaotic, as you yourself said. Now imagine there's a trainer in the house that is training you how to control that chaos by creating chaos inside the house.
Practice.
No, but whatever said and done, you know, we all joke about it. That's a common thing. But they're the pillar of strength in the family. Whether it's my wife or if I see my mom, you know, they are the ones who run the family. So I came from a middle class background. So my father will give the salary. After that, he doesn't ask her, you know, how you will run the family. She has a budget. And now she has to run for whatever 30 days or 31 days. So they're excellent at it. You know, अब बच्चे हैं, बच्चे को chocolate खाना है, आना उसी पैसे से. So they'll quickly reassign everything. Okay, yeah, this can be done. So I feel, you know, they are the ones that bring that comfort into our family. You always fall back to them. You can ask them anything. Often when I'm frustrated, you know, I take my frustration out on her. You know, which is not a good thing, and I have to eventually pay a heavy price. But that's how life is. So, you know, if you find someone, you know, that you're really happy with, you know, please do get married. जो यहाँ पे bachelors हैं, you know, और जिनकी girlfriend है, उनका एक misconception होता है, जो कि मैं clear करना चाहूँगा by ending this answer. ये मत सोचना मेरी वाली अलग है.
Speaking of, you know, आपने budget कहाँ, that reminds me. My bhai, what is your relationship with money and or, because everybody here, right, as creators, इतना topic हो गया है कि इतना revenue कमाना है, इतना पैसा कमाना है. Money has become the center point for so many of us. Was there a point where you cared about money, and or do you still care, or what is the relationship with money?
You know, money is an important part of life, but at what price? So money also, you know, it has an impact. So we all want to make money. So for some of us, we may think, you know, I want to earn money because I want to make the life of my parents comfortable. For some, they may think, you know, for the siblings. For some, I want to make money because I want to make it comfortable for my children. So till the perspective is like that and the way you make the money is right. Now, I don't have any problem with it because different people get motivated with different things. So some may say, I have a car that costs 10 rupees, but I want to upgrade to 25 rupees. There's no harm in that. It's how you want to make that money. Second is, look to add money. Don't look to multiply money. Whenever there's multiplication, there's always a problem. So try to add, if it's changing you as a human, then it's not worth it.
Influencers, सुन रहे हो?
I'm right
यहाँ
here.
स्टॉक वाले भी है ना?
हाँ,
स्टॉक
काफी
वाले
stock
कौन कौन है?
Revenue बढ़ाओ, multiple नहीं.
सारे ने पुट डाल के बैठे हैं, सारे हंस रहे हैं. हमारा पोर्टफोलियो 2 दिन में 8% नीचे चला गया, ये खुश है. And they are the best, you know. I watch them on television since I have a few stocks and everything. जितनी जल्दी ये पलटी होते हैं, उतनी जल्दी तो हम पलटी नहीं होते हैं. You know कि अब ये जो है ना निफ्टी साहब, निफ्टी को तो यहाँ जाना ही है. 300 ये ब्रेक नहीं करेगा ऐसा वैसा. अगले दिन ये वापस आए हैं, हम 18,800 पे बैठे हुए हैं. No, they just. अब तो ये नीचे जाने वाला है जी. It doesn't have a bottom anymore. So yeah, but it's interesting, But like nowadays, it's very important for you guys to educate, the newer, I would say the newer generation, because they want to invest in stocks. What is the right way to do it? Again, don't look to multiply. Multiplication karoge to problem hoga. And interestingly, now all the business channels keep saying, 95% of the FNO people, they undergo loss. But still people invest.
Still people do it. That's true. We're going to take one last question from Sharan and open it up to the audience. So whoever has the mic, just start identifying who you want to speak to. Sharan, go for it.
So one last question. So most of us, when we look at a celebrity, we feel like, okay, their life is perfect. Everything is going well, happy life. So I wanted to ask you, is there anything that's like bothering you in life? Any problems that you're facing? Like, is life really perfect?
The thing is, we all have a set of problems. We all face different kind of problems. For some, it may be different. From others, it may be different. But I feel problems are the real essence of life. Imagine if you have a life where everything is so smooth that once you get up in the morning, you don't really have anything to look up to. Because everything is so smooth, whether it's your business, whether it's something or the other. So for me, when I was like COVID times and all, I had a lot of times. My worry was, I have to make that bike. So once I've opened my bike and I don't know much about it, then I'm like, what do I need to do? For me, that is trouble. For me, once I FaceTime my daughter and she says, can you come tomorrow? That is a trouble. When my father, some 5-7 years back, he was like, you have played enough cricket. Leave it now. There are others who will play. So now, there are different things that's problem for you.
Yeah.
It's just that problems are important part of life, because if they don't keep testing us, we won't really improve. So I feel if all of us need to have problem, but there are certain people where their problems are much bigger than ours. And if we are well-to-do, we should try to take care of them, try to do our best, to guide them, so that they have a life, which is a bit more peaceful and where they're not worried about everything in life, every day. So that's what my view is about problems in life.
My bhai ne problem बताया ना अभी Nifty 8% गिर रहा है तो.
वो खुश हैं.
All right, where are we taking questions from? Who has the mic?
Yes, first of all, let me thank the both of you for a very, very exciting session, a very, very fun session that was. Can we hear a round of applause? A bigger round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the charming, enigmatic, witty brand ambassador of Friggy, Mr. MS Dhoni. Big one, big one, big one.